Good evening all. I'm back. Yeah, it's been a bit. I think it was a couple of months ago that I did a video and it was on Vauban. And obviously I've not shown the build, but I think I responded with the build in one of the comments. But yeah, as you could probably tell by the title and the thumbnail, I've been playing around with Gara for a bit. And the video is going to be a bit of a versatile build setup. So you're going to have a build in general, and there's going to be other variations of it, and certain things that will change on certain aspects of the build to complement certain weapons that I'm going to be showcasing at the same time. But yeah, the format of this video is going to be a little different. So instead of me explaining things and running through the build and then going to the navigation, then going to simulacrum, and then obviously demonstrating what I'm on about, I'm just going to go over the build, say why, and then obviously just cut straight to a clip of that particular thing, and then obviously come back again and obviously show you the next thing. But yeah, if you like this format compared to my previous videos, then obviously just let us know in the comments and I'll know which one to sort of stick with. But yeah, we'll take a look at the build for Gara. I've done some fashion as well, like compared to my previous fashion frame video I did of Gara. Right, the first initial basic normal build is going to be this. And obviously you can see the build now, but the key points to it is it's standard, where it's Arcane Guardian, Arcane Grace. You've got your usual mod setups to obviously get obviously duration, efficiency, range, strength, how you want it. This is my build, how I like to play, and I also have gone with the Spectro siphon, which complements with the third ability. So that when you obviously do the ring of mirrors, the enemies get attracted to it, try to fight the mirrors inside. But with the augment mod, you have a 50% chance to drop energy orbs, and for some reason I think it's a little more than 50%, because it's a bit insane how many energy orbs drop from all the enemies all the time, and yeah, it pretty much cancels out needing anything like arcane energize. Like I'll just cut to the clip so you can see what I mean. Right, so you can see that that augment mod does quite a bit, like in regards to dropping energy for yourself and everyone else, and yeah, it's really good, a really good augment. Now, what I'm going to show next will be weapons. First, we'll go the Akjagara Prime. I've mainly picked these weapons because the weapons go well with Gara, and it's got Gara's name in the in the title of the gun. But yeah, these are good weapons, and as you'll notice, it's over 100% status. And if you've got over 100% status on your weapons, when you proc a status on an enemy, if you shoot again and you proc the status again while the first one is active, you double dip on damage. So you essentially get double damage on the follow-up shot. So because you're constantly firing and it's constantly 100% status, you're always double dipping with that damage. But yeah, this a decent like sidearm, well, dual pistols, and I'll cut to the clip for this. Right, now we're back on this. We'll come back out and we'll go back to Gara, and what you'll see is a variation build where we'll switch to a heal build, where you've got essentially all the same mods on, except for the augment mod has been changed to mending splinters, and for each target that's got the Splinter Storm on, like your second ability, which we'll show here, where you can obviously get 90% damage reduction, like on yourself. But if you throw it onto Warframe, Sentinels, Pets, and Objectives, you get bonus like from this augment mod. So you normally heal 3 health per second if you've got it on yourself, and obviously the more things you throw it on, obviously you're going to increase the amount of heals you get per second. So obviously that's one source of healing. You've got the operator, which has got Magus Repair on, which is another source of healing. You've got Arcane Grace, which heals you when you're damaged, and you've got Arcane Victory, which heals you when you get headshot kills. And I've also got Rapid Resilience on to reduce the status effects that are affecting you from the enemy. So just saying, if an enemy damaged you with a toxin proc and that proc was going to last 10 seconds, because it's negative 75%, it'll reduce that amount that it's damaging you to 2.5 seconds instead of 10 seconds, and that's with Rapid Resilience. And so yeah, you've already got 3 sources of healing on this, like with Mending Splinters, Grace, and Victory, and obviously the operator, so that's 4. And then if you swing back to the primary, we've got the Basmu. Now we'll look at the Basmu. Obviously we'll look at the build here, and with the Basmu, when you reload, like when your magazine depletes to 0, when you reload, it does life steal. It does pulses that draw from the enemy. It staggers the enemy, and it also steals life from the enemy, healing you each time that your magazine depletes. And because the gun fires pretty quick, and with only 21 rounds in a magazine, you're going to be doing this frequently. So you're getting obviously healing from that as well. So that's 5 sources of healing. And I'll cut to the gameplay of the Basmu now. Right, now that you've seen that, we'll come back, and what we'll go over next is you can add an extra source of healing, which would be the Vapor Murloc as your secondary, because the Syndicate proc, it does a blast AoE that staggers the enemies. It doesn't knock them down, I think. I think it's just a stagger. And it also gives 25% of your health back, and like back to healing, and it also boosts armor from what I remember with the Syndicate proc on the Vapor Murloc. So essentially you would have 1, 2, 3, 6 forms of healing on that build, like with the heal setup for Gara. Now the next one will be the bread and butter of this video, and it's the complementing the Lesion. Now the Lesion, like with it being a pole arm as well, this build, if you run it as standard, how it is here, you run it as standard and it's a good strong build, but you can push it a lot further. And a prime example is Corrupted Heavy Gunners and Bombards. They're, to me, like quite easy to take out. They're not that tanky, and you can kill them pretty quick. But players tend to notice and tend to dislike in certain missions when a Nox appears. And then all of a sudden you'll see players where they're killing an enemy or a heavy gunner or something in so many hits. Now that they're fighting a Nox, it takes more hits to take them out because they're more resistant and they seem to be a bit more tanky than heavy gunners and bombards. So what I've done with this is I've gone to the simulacrum, tested the build with this particular setup, and basically put 20 level 145 Noxes in the simulacrum to see how it would do against it. And what I'll do is I'll put that up now so you can see what it is as standard. Right, now that we're back, we'll come back out of that and we'll switch the build on Gara to the melee version. Now, the normal version is this still. The melee version is just got the arcanes changed. And you'll see the arcanes have changed from Guardian and Grace to Arcane Avenger, which increases the crit chance, and Arcane Strike, which increases melee attack speed. You put both of those together against the level 145 Noxes with the Lesion, and it's hell of a difference. Vastly improved. So it'll be this build with the two arcanes, with Arcane Avenger and Arcane Strike, and I'll show the clip now. Right, now as you can see, the Lesion build with those two arcanes makes for quite a hard hitting melee weapon, and yeah, it probably could very well be the strongest polearm in the game at the minute with that kind of setup. But yeah, that's the Gara build and setup so far, and hope it helps, hope you enjoyed, and have fun playing with Gara. I'll see you all in a bit, and stay awesome.